Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about all the ways that narcissists try to punish you. See, narcissists don't just let things go. They want to pay you back for something that you've done to them. So I'm going to get into the different ways they try to pay you back. And this is another way you could tell that you're in a narcissistic relationship, because in a normal relationship, people break up, they go their own way. But in a narcissistic relationship, the narcissist is going to do a lot of different things because they're angry about the relationship breaking up, because it causes a narcissistic injury, and therefore the narcissist can't handle it. So these are the things that the narcissist is going to do to try to punish their victims. Number one, when you go to a narcissist and you say to a narcissist, let's say you want to confront them or you challenge the narcissist, what they do is they stonewall you. They may walk out on you. They may hang up the phone. And then they go into a silent treatment. They get angry because you're confronting them about something. And the way they're going to punish you is by a lot of times the silent treatment and not communicating. All right. This is what covert narcissists typically do. They will not communicate with you. And this is their way of punishing you. Also, the silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse. When covert narcissists go into a silent treatment, they're doing it to, number one, control you, so that every time you bring something up, they'll go into a silent treatment and they won't communicate with you. And it's to teach you, or rather to punish you, so that you never bring up something that they don't like, or if they have to take accountability. So one of the ways they punish you is with the silent treatment, refusing to communicate. They're very, very childish in that sense that they, can't confront you and take the accountability. They can never take accountability, all right? This is one of the ways you're dealing with a narcissist. And you find this too, when you expose a narcissist, they will never take the accountability. They will always flip it, make you the bad guy, and play the victim. And haven't we just seen this, okay? The other thing that narcissists do to punish their victims is they give them the cold treatment by ignoring them. In other words, they may ignore you in a room of people. They may ignore your calls. They totally dismiss you. This is another way that narcissists punish you. And this is what covert narcissists do as well. They'll dismiss you. So, you could be talking and they'll totally not even be listening to you. They'll be ignoring you. They'll gaslight you and say, oh, I'm just busy on my phone, or I'm busy watching TV. But they do it deliberately, all right? It's passive-aggressive behavior to ignore you and to, not want to deal with you at all. Now, moving on to another way that narcissists punish you, yelling and screaming, okay? When you're dealing with an overt, grandiose, malignant narcissist, a lot of times what they do is they start to get in your face, try to intimidate you with yelling and screaming. And this is to scare you, to make you back off from them, all right? So this is their way to punish you, by yelling, screaming, to get you off their back. And this is their way to, also put fear into you. So anytime you bring up something to them, they're going to start yelling and screaming at you. And of course, they always make you the problem. Next way that narcissists love to punish you is, of course, the smear campaign. Totally smear you to other people, gossip about you, make false accusations about you, lie about you, make you out to be mentally unstable. These are all the ways they try to smear you. They try to get everybody against you. They plant the seed that you're not right, and that, again, they love to use the mental card on you. They also love to play the victim to everybody else. Haven't we just seen that? All right. And this is their way to fight when they can't get to you directly, all right? Because maybe now you're at a point of no contact. And what is the narcissist going to do? They can't just, live their life. Instead, they've got to go and they've got to smear you behind your back and try to discredit you. And they do this as well when you expose the narcissist, because the narcissist is threatened by you. When you expose the narcissist with facts, you're showing facts. You're exposing that narcissist, right? That narcissist, the first thing they're going to do is go and tell everybody else, what a bad person you are. They're going to play the victim because they're worried about what people think. They're worried about what other people think. And that's why they go and, they make videos about you and, smear you, make false accusations about you, may say you're a racist, may say you're trying to hurt them physically. They come out with, ridiculous accusations, ridiculous claims because you've exposed them, all right? So they're going to run this smear campaign because they're worried about what everybody else thinks, all right? Instead of dealing with you directly. No, they don't deal with you directly because they know that they're in the wrong and they're guilty. So the way they're going to punish you is to try to ruin your reputation and, smear you. And they don't want anybody to believe that you're telling the truth. So they're in fear that you're going to expose them, so they have to smear you. Also, narcissists can smear you even from the beginning of a relationship when you're in a relationship. The smear campaign doesn't necessarily happen at the end of a relationship. It could happen from the very beginning of a relationship. Next way that narcissists punish their victims: by excluding and isolating them, not including them in things, getting together with other people and not having them join them, keeping their friends separate. This is how narcissists, don't want you to become too close to their contacts. So they're going to totally keep you at bay and not tell you what they're doing. They want to punish you. Also, they may have parties and they don't include you, and they know that you know about the party. They also isolate you as well because, they give more time to somebody else and they don't give their time to you, and they don't include you, all right? They don't include you because they want to alienate you and make you feel alone. Now, another way that narcissists could punish their victims: by getting violent, all right, and breaking things or putting their hands on somebody. This is what a malignant narcissist would do. Malignant narcissists are extremely, extremely dangerous people, or they can be extremely dangerous people. And, if you've ever been around a malignant narcissist, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They're the kind of people, you want to talk about walking on eggshells. You have to be very careful what you say to them because they could start, raging out at you, breaking things, even like putting their hands on you. So, this is another way that they're going to punish you, is by getting violent. And a lot of times when people break up with a malignant narcissist, they fear because malignant narcissists are the type that stalk you, stalk your social media, drive by your house, whatever they do to scare you. And this is how they're going to punish their victims for breaking up with them. And in some cases, it could be downright dangerous. This is like the cases you may see on Dateline or 48 Hours, where they told the person they were going to get a divorce, and then 24 hours later, the person was found missing. Because they were dealing with a dangerous person who felt that they were losing control. And this is how they punish their victims. They figure, well, you don't want to be with me. Well, now you're not going to be with anybody, all right? You're not going to be with anybody. So they could get violent. So I always say, always know the type of narcissist you're dealing with. Because when you expose a dangerous, malignant narcissist, it could be a very dangerous thing. That's why the best thing to do when you're dealing with a malignant narcissist is to leave in silence. Just completely leave in silence and go to a safe haven and be protected by these people, because it could get violent. And like I said before, a friend of mine got murdered by a malignant narcissist when she was trying to break up with them. She had the beeper thing, and he showed up at her job. He shot her, and then he shot himself. And she knew he was dangerous. I mean, she had gone to the police and told them everything, but he just showed up at her job, and it was really tragic, you guys. So that's why I'm saying, know the type of narcissist that you're dealing with, and understand that, you can't treat each narcissist the same, because if you know you're dealing with a dangerous, malignant narcissist, you don't want to incite them. You don't want to provoke them, because that's when you could be the most in danger. All right. And you don't ever want to let them know when you're leaving, because that's when, they really spiral out of control, and you don't know what they could do. Also, a covert malignant narcissist is probably one of the most dangerous narcissists you could deal with out there, because they hold everything inside. A covert narcissist holds everything inside, and generally, covert narcissists don't rage out at you. This was another thing that I pointed out, that covert narcissists do not rage out. And I remember, the influencer that all this nonsense is going on about, he specifically was talking about covert narcissists. Oh, they'll rage out at you. They'll rage out at you. No, they won't. Okay. Generally, no, they won't. And that's how I said to myself, this guy doesn't even know what a covert narcissist is. Unless they have like covert malignant or covert overt narcissist, they're not going to rage out at you. Covert narcissists don't generally rage out at you guys. All right. Unless the disclaimer on that, unless they're cornered in a wall. If they're cornered in a wall and they really feel like somebody is on them and they can't, get away from them, then it's possible they could rage out. But in general, they do not rage out. They hold everything inside. But when you deal with someone who's a covert malignant narcissist, they could be holding inside. And I've seen that, okay? And, the person that I was with, he was covert and did have some malignant tendencies as well, and could be a very dangerous person, I think, if he was pushed to that level. So the point is, you could be dealing with a covert malignant narcissist who holds everything inside and then just snaps out because they have those malignant tendencies and could be very, very dangerous. They hold it all inside. They're like, a volcano that's about to erupt, and then they just totally go off. So be careful, because, that's somebody that will try to punish you, and they could be very, very dangerous. All right. Now, next way narcissists will try to punish you, by taking you to court for frivolous type of things. And you see this a lot in divorce court. They're always taking the other parent to court for this, or court for that, or court for this, or they could drag out court for years. All right. They can make an issue out of everything, every little thing. Like when you go to court with a narcissist, it's generally never an easy process, because they're going to try to make it difficult. This is why divorces with narcissists are long, drawn out, and expensive. All right. How do I know? Because I've been through this. So you got to understand something. They're going to try to punish you by keep taking you to court, taking you to court, taking you to court, taking you to court. Because, instead of wanting to move on in their lives, they want to, punish you for the breakup or the divorce. So expect all these kind of things when you're dealing with a narcissist. They could also take you to court for frivolous other accusations. A lot of times, another way that they try to punish you is by calling the police, by trying to set you up. This is another thing that covert narcissists do. They try to set you up with the authorities. They'll, call the police. They'll pretend like you did something to them. They may even pretend that you threaten them, or physically tried to hurt them. And didn't we just see this recently with this erroneous accusation made by this person that we've all known, making erroneous accusations that they're afraid for their life when nobody has ever threatened anybody, okay? But this is what they'll do. This is how low they'll go, is to make erroneous accusations, and just try to disparage you and discredit you and try to get you in trouble with the law. They also will make, false accusations and call you a racist when they're the ones who are actually the racists. So, they just love to use the race card. Just love to use the race card, okay? Because they're drawing at straws, okay? They have nothing really that they could say about you. So they're going to make these false accusations that, you threaten them. They'll call the police on you. They'll post these things publicly to try to disparage you. They'll make other, false accusations, saying you're a racist and everything like that. And, all of these kind of accusations is disparaging to your character, all right? And you could go after them for that. The other thing that they like to do to punish you is cheating on somebody, all right? Narcissists, a lot of times, when they want to seek revenge, they cheat on you. How do I know that? Because I had a narcissist who actually told me that. He said, if I want to hurt you, all I have to do is cheat on you, okay? So the thing with these narcissists, you guys, is they never, ever just go their own way, live in peace. Narcissists are not about peace, all right? So what they do is they're going to try to seek revenge on you in all these different kinds of ways. Now, the other way that they're going to cheat on you, and this too was taken from one of my reels, okay? I forgot about this. I remembered about this yesterday, is what narcissists do is in order to get back at you, they become friends with your enemies, okay? So frenemies, as they call it, right? So narcissists will align with your enemies and they will come at you and you will become the common target. And this is another way that they try to punish you. So let me just recap all the ways that narcissists try to punish you. They stonewall you. They go into a silent treatment. They make you feel insignificant. They refuse to communicate. They give you the cold treatment. They ignore you. They dismiss you. They could yell and scream at you to put fear in you and scare you. They run a smear campaign to discredit your character, especially when you try to expose them. They're going to pull out every card out of the hat to try to make you look like the bad guy when they're actually the bad guy, but they're going to play the victim. This is what they'll do. And you'll know that they're lying because they go to such extent to play the victim by making false accusations, that they were afraid for their life, or they'll make false accusations by calling you a racist. They will take it to the extreme. That's how you know you're dealing with a real liar, a real narcissist, somebody who's really trying to take it, because they don't stick to the facts. They're going to call you everything else under the sun instead of sticking to the facts because they're desperate. They're desperate to try to discredit you in every way they can, and especially when you expose them, because they live in fear that people are going to see that they aren't who they portray to be, that, they aren't an authority on something, that they actually are somebody who, pretends to be an authority on something and pretends to be knowledgeable on something, but actually they get their knowledge from other people, all right? And take from other people and copy from other people. The other way they, punish their victims is by excluding them and isolating them, getting violent and breaking things, taking them to court and try to drag them through court, calling the authorities, the police, trying to set you up in some way, cheating on you to try to punish you for maybe saying something to them, and becoming friends with your enemies and lining up with your enemies. So these are all the 10 ways that narcissists will try to punish their victims. Because anytime you cause a narcissistic injury, the narcissist won't let it go. They are going to try to make you pay tenfold, okay? Tenfold. Because a narcissist is very vindictive. And so best thing to do is just to get away from these people. Don't give them any supply unless you have to. I mean, the best thing to do is walk away from a narcissist. That is the best thing to do to walk away from a narcissist. But in certain instances, when narcissists, create a lot of injury and harm and everything like that, sometimes you have to stand up to the narcissist. Just be careful, though, like I said before, if you're dealing with a malignant narcissist, because they can be extremely dangerous. I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio. Also, you guys, check out my YouTube. I have almost 7,000 videos on there. Facebook is The Game EXP123. Instagram is The Game EXP123. And TikTok is The Game Exposed. And have a great day.